Okay. Just so everybody knows, I'm holding space for Haywood.
Free Haywood. Hashtag free Haywood. Name of the episode. Uh so I had Rohan Nadkardi from NBC News, friend of the show, one of the most respected journalists in the game. And last night he told me he came on the pod, and Tiff, he told me the Thunder are on their third game in 4 nights. They are on the road. They have been on the road for like 10 straight days. The
Hmm.
Heat are at home and they've rested a week. Good teams win this game.
Yep.
And they didn't. And Jimmy went to the locker room, which I think is going to be the story, which I don't
Se
think is the
cagó.
excuse. But they lost a game that they should have won, that they led in, that they played, I think, pretty well in, and that we're going to get into all the things that caused them not to win. But I agree with Rohan. Good teams win that game, and they did not.
I mean, I think we know, like, we've been flirting doing this dance, right? All season. They're not a good team. They're a happenstance. They're happenstance. Something happens over here, and then it leads them to victories. They're happenstance. They haven't really put together a stretch of convincing wins. The wins that they got, if we're going to be honest, yes, you beat the teams that are in front of you, but they're missing this player, this happened. So nothing has been convincing all year. They were winning and we were having fun. That's the difference. But the reality is, with this type of loss, the reality just seeps back in.
The reality seeps back in, and Franky, I think Tiff hit the nail on the head. And I think, unfortunately, the story today is going to be on Jimmy going to the locker room, missing the rest of the game. I believe it was in the first quarter with an apparent ankle injury that the team then said he was out due to a stomach illness, which I didn't think he looked very engaged from the start of the game. I think that's going to kind of be the main takeaway today, which, by the way, and I don't know if you guys agree with me, I think that's a nothing story. I saw everyone saying that, oh, that's indication that something happened.
Yeah, I don't.
If they really didn't want him to play the second half, they would have just said he's out because of the ankle injury. They didn't need to make up a fake illness.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
It just makes no sense. And I just see everyone be like, it's so over. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I thought it was nothing. Like, even if he is out for the time because of that, like it just didn't matter. This was a game where you'd like your top 10 offense to really show up for you. As we've seen, a lot of stats have shown that they've been kind of middling versus good defenses, and they couldn't break 100 points. Part of that was no Jimmy, of course, for most of the game. But when that 3-point well is dry, how can this team score? We saw Tyler didn't have it. Duncan didn't have it today. Nobody. Drew with 3 for 4, and the rest of the team couldn't step up. They shot 30% as a team. Couldn't get inside. Couldn't finish inside. Bam missed a portion of the game and getting stitches, and still played 36 minutes. And he only got 11 shots up. Like that, he had 6 turnovers. That's a big part of why. But like, it was just sloppy. You'd like them to at least look competent. They looked so sloppy today.
Bro, and Tiff, I know, I feel like you'll kind of be with me here. Everything that I said about OKC, like third game, 4 nights, all that stuff, they cannot be outworking you the way that they did. And I just felt like Miami had the fresh legs, and I just felt there was no like this. And I told Rohan that this is a team like the Heat. Good teams win that game through the Heat, and I go, sure, you see great teams win that game. They had the effort. They out rebounded Miami. Miami had 34 rebounds. The Thunder, I imagine, were in the 50s. No, they only out rebounded the Heat by 2. Shockingly. Oh no, that's just defensive rebounds. I'm sure the total rebounds 48 to Miami.
41.
Yeah, so I rebounded Miami in your gym with all the rest. I don't know. It's just frustrating.
Right. I just think it's and I hate looking at it this way, but it's just we keep having this same conversation because the team is roughly the same. So yeah, when the threes aren't going in, what do you have next? So if you don't have Jimmy, you technically don't really have much of anything on the offensive end. We have no one, and I know everybody's poo-pooing the mid-range, everybody's poo-pooing back to the basket. But if you don't have threes, those are the other things you go to. Those are the other ways you score. And we don't have anyone who could do any of those things.
Well, they can't. Yeah, I mean, they just. And I got to be honest, I don't think tonight was a night that I go, well, their offense let them down. I think there's just going to be nights that you don't got it, and that's just the nature of 82.
No, the defense let them down.
Yeah. That's where I'm at. I mean, like there were just moments where Franky, there was no fucking help at the nail. It was soft. It was, I don't know. I mean, there's just so much to talk about. Tiff, we talked about it in the chat. I don't like Bam as a rim protector. I understand why they do it. I just don't think that's the best use of his skill set. There's just so much wrong with them defensively today.
But Franky, what do you think? I think, yeah, I'm not big on Bam as a rim protector, but here's the thing where you're okay with it. When you have stout defense up top, that's when you're okay with him roaming the back and protecting the rim. When you have stout defense, it's never going to work if you have a combination of Duncan and Tyler, Terry and either Duncan or Terry and Tyler. Like it just doesn't work. Or Jaime. Like it just doesn't work. So you have to start there. And when you start and you finish with your guards, because this team it's built so heavily on what the guards can do that we forget what they can't do. And what they can't do is more important than what they can do.
Nah, we're not blaming chats like y'all blame everyone else for Bam faults. Nah,
I just explained. Yeah. I literally what did I just say? What did I just say about Bam?
She said she doesn't like Bam as a rim protector.
And also,
what did I say? What makes him look even worse?
His guards, his lack of perimeter defense.
Come on, guys!
We have to be honest. Like it is what it is.
Y'all listening to make a response, guys.
Right.
And listen, Tiff. This was how Drew Smith was getting cooked off the bounce. OKC just does that. That's who they are. OKC is absolutely the kind of team that is just gonna kill you off the dribble. So I'm not even gonna totally blame, because even when Drew Smith was on the ball, who's their best perimeter defender, who's a good perimeter defender,
and he's allowed to have an off night. Because it happens.
Honestly, you're allowed to get cooked by great players. Like SGA is going to get to his spots, and that's why SGA is.
But we got cooked by not so great players. That's the problem. That's the problem.
Which happens. I mean, Skinny McGee's like 104 is fine. No, it was really, Tiff. I don't know if you agree with me on this one, but like that stretch where like Duncan gets the back-to-back threes and they're scoring, and then they can't get a fucking stop. And it's OKC at the rim every time. Yep. That's where I'm like, your defense needs to tighten. You have a little bit of momentum. Like, grab the game and win at home. And they could not string enough stops.
Yep.
That's what's annoying. And by the way, chat, I'm not drinking milk. I'm drinking coquito. Everybody's making fun of me. A little homemade coquito, which I made myself.
I don't think Drew actually played that bad, because I mean exactly. It's the combinations of people that are out there when it comes to that defense. I don't know, Franky, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's just part of it's the roster, part of it's the units they played together. Pell is available. I don't know why the way Jaime isn't playing. He just has that leash on him, and I can't be a hypocrite and say like I want Nico to get development minutes and not say that Jaime got some big minutes today. But like if you're gonna be like strict on some guys, like Nico, anytime Nico plays bad or has a bad string of moments, he gets pulled and Jaime gets the longest leash. It just doesn't make sense to me. And at least Nico is more of a threat from deep, has hit more than 3 threes in the last month. But there's so much, like they have zero margin for error. We were talking about in the chat about blaming Spo or who blaming who. It's just like Spo has zero margin for error. If he makes a wrong substitution, if he puts Cody Zeller in for 5 minutes, for 2 minutes too long,
bro, it was 45 seconds. I'll never forget this for the rest of my life.
Exactly. It's zero. It's consistently zero margin for error. And especially on a night where Jimmy can't
45 seconds.
Yeah. And you were all like, it's fine, Franky. It's been fine. It's been fine. The well fucking broke. But I don't even think, I mean, offensively, just, they can't get anything, like anything consistent, nothing inside.
I think the offense is like fine this year, given their
No,
talent.
but tonight it wasn't. They had an offensive rating of 100. That's not good enough.
Yeah, because they couldn't hit shots, and I think that's just going to happen when they shoot abnormally bad.
Yeah, but they needed to. They couldn't hit their free throws. They missed 7 free throws in a 7-point game.
Franky missing, the free throws and the turnovers. And I want to be like a little bit more generous about their offense because they were missing Jimmy tonight against a really good team, and I think that's one thing you can okay. You're missing your best player against a really good opponent, and you're missing the guy who kind of does all those things that you're asking. Right, kind of creates those mismatches,
but he also helps you on defense. If that's the case, if you're gonna,
not this year.
I mean, he's one of their most important defenders. If you're not gonna close with Haywood, you need Jimmy out there.
And they should have closed with Haywood. I mean, Tiff, they should have. I mean, Jaquez has just been a nothing.
We don't know what he's been. I'm very
Jimmy Duck and Smoke.
He barely had more points than he gave Bam stitches.
Yeah, I'm really concerned and confused as to what his offensive output looks like this year, because it doesn't look any different. Like, it looks no different than it did last year, except for it, to me, and I might be wrong with the numbers, but he's shooting the 3 worse than he did last year.
Haywood?
No, Jaime.
Oh yeah, way worse. I mean,
so I don't really know what. I don't know. I'm very confused as to what's happening with his game.
He's missing left and right, and that's usually like a sign that like there's something mechanically wrong. Damn, Chad said I miss the Mexican version of Precious.
Oh my God.
Damn.
So she got your degree and everything. If y'all know, you know. Was it Tylex? He's saying Jaime's 4 for 34 since the start of November.
Yeah, he came into the game shooting 22% on threes.
That's not even a tour date because the second ever
right.
It's like an ultra leap year.
But I'm curious though. What?
Tiff, I'm sick of him, bro.
I'm just like, I'm baffled because this was a game where you got no Jimmy. Bam was out for a short stint, and you actually
why was Bam out for the short stint?
I know, because
why? I want you to
Jaime
say
decapitated him. Jaime decapitated him.
At least he hit a shot.
But
not that one. Finally, they're physical, but with their own teammates.
But I feel like we really aren't just talking about the reality is this was the game where you made the trade for Terry. Like, this was the game. Like, you made the trade for Terry so he could show up at nights like this. You have Jaime so he can show up in nights like this. And neither one of them, both of them got outplayed by Drew Smith. That's a problem.
100%. Cactus in chat goes, who's a better offensive player, Jaime Jaquez or Justice Winslow?
Play the Justice Better song.
I fucking right now, Justice 10 out of 10. I don't care how many layups he smokes.
How do we not have Justice Better available on StreamYard? Come on.
Yeah, no, that's Justice Better now. Better. We'd actually get flagged with copyright.
We got to clip it. We got to clip just a portion of it.
We just gotta maybe have Moose sing it or something. Brass would kill us. Brass might actually come back from the dead.
At least Justice was a good playmaker and defended.
Somebody's like Justice 10 day.
Let's go.
We can never have enough ball handling. I'll tell you that.
Oh man,
I'll tell you.
Draft B was right, but at what cost?
Yeah. Well,
wait, 5 reasons saying that it's his song. Justice better recognize.
Where was Haywood? He was on the bench.
Yeah, the Haywood thing and Tiff. So Rohan and I talked last night about the Highsmith thing, and Rohan brought it up on the show. He's like, hey, which by the way, if you guys haven't listened to that podcast, I think it's one of the best shows we've done in a long time. Ro and I just talked hoops for an hour and 10 minutes, and I thought it was like really, really phenomenal.
The best part was the stream cutting off 10 minutes in.
The stream broke halfway, and when we came back, Rohan said this would never happen on Locked On, and frankly, he's right. But one of the things he brought up, he's like, hey man, like I really think that Haywood needs to play more fourth quarters and needs to close some games. And he's like, unpopular opinion, but I think Haywood and Drew Smith like have really earned their place out there with the other three guys. And my counter to that was I agreed with him, but I think that the reason why Haywood doesn't play fourth quarters, and Tiff, I texted you about this today too, was I think Spo values ball handling a lot, and I think it's always been that way. That's why when Duncan couldn't handle the ball, he didn't close, and now that he handles the ball, he closes. Even when he was having his best shooting season, he just always values, I want 5 guys who can handle at all times. And that's what his philosophy is. And I think until Haywood Highsmith develops that part of his game, if he ever does, I think that's going to kind of be the limiter, unless, he's doing something defensively that they just simply cannot replace, which we could already be there. And this might be a matchup thing as well, but that's kind of my theory, Tiff, as to why he's not closing games. Because today's the day
Drew
that you do
Haywood in fourth quarter minutes.
You need the help defensively. You need somebody to provide resistance with a little bit of size, whether it's at the nail, whether it's as a helper, because
right.
I mean, Drew was having a tough time, and that's like one of your better guys.
Right. Listen, then he got to work on that, and he gonna have to start getting in-game reps. Because what do you? I mean, because what are we doing at this point? Like, you got Jaime out there, and he only dribbles with his right hand. Y'all act like y'all don't see it, but I see it.
In the fourth quarter this year, Haywood has hit twice as many threes as Jaime.
And he's hit big threes. I don't know if you guys have paid attention, but he hit
a three to take them to lead today. Yeah. That was the last shot he made.
He's hit clutch threes. Well, the other problem is the last couple of games, I think he's been limited to maybe 4 shots. He's not getting that extra pass, and he's wide open. He's usually open in one corner. Bam's usually open in the other corner, and they're not getting that pass.
I am unhappy with kind of where these minutes are going in general. I think that there could be better allocation of some of this. I thought Rozier had another stinker. He made 2 layups, and I was like, whoa, that many? Just a guy that just is just doing nothing for you. What did he finish with? 9 points, which is like on the high end for him. He had 7 points, right? So same amount of stitches as Bam. I don't know, bro. He's useless.
Chad's calling him Rozier dueling. Put some respect.
That's an insult to Keon Dooley. Yeah, that's an insult to Keon. That'd be an insult to Michael Doliak.
I just think they feel like they got Terry for a reason. Like I feel like they thought Terry was a big game player. And if you're a big game player, there's no Jimmy. You're getting all the shots you want. This was your game.
They weren't familiar with this game.
I'd take a little game player at this point.
Right. But this was I felt like this was him. I think I told you, Franky, this is Jaime and Terry's moment. And they went to bed.
Terry is second on the team in fourth quarter minutes.
Yeah, when Eric said that on the broadcast, Franky, I just got angry. I just looked at the TV and I go, man, fuck you. It's just like, fuck you.
It's insulting.
I don't like overreacting to a regular season game in December. But I just do think that it's frustrating when, as Tiff said, you want them to string a couple consistent wins together against good teams without an asterisk, and they just can't do it. And they beat Cleveland, and I think we all feel really good about that game. And they've just done nothing to back it. They've done nothing to back that up. And I'm just tired of it, man. Just like tired of it. And then, the Jimmy went out, and I don't know how fair we're being when your best player goes down, considering everything that's happened with all the rumors and everything, I understand that it's difficult for a team to be functioning. I'm just upset. And I just kind of wish that they just had a little bit more
fight.
A little bit more fight, a little bit more pizzazz, a little bit more, I don't know, man. Just
a little bit more fun.
A little bit more. I actually think they're a fun team, and I actually thought this game was a lot of fun.
You're a sicko.
You are a sicko. I thought this was a good basketball game. I thought it was so back and forth. I thought the ebbs and flows of the game, it was kind of early. The Thunder go out to hugely. The Heat make a huge run. They storm ahead. It's kind of back and forth, and the Thunder kind of take ahead. And then the Heat and the Thunder were keeping pace. The Heat kind of inch closer, and there was a possession when Bam is doing depoy level shit, flying all over the floor. Hawkins is on. I forgot who. Bam traps him in the corner. They get a turnover, and I think it's a 5-point game. Are you pulling this up?
Yeah.
No, it was on the other end. This was on this was in the second half.
The Bam and Drew. Look at Bam switching around.
No, that's not the possession I'm talking about. I'm talking about
This is the Bam defensive play I pulled. You started.
Yeah.
Damn it! Look, and it led to one of Terry's layups.
No,
it all
what,
comes
what
back
I was
around.
gonna say is a possession where Bam, where Bam has one of those possessions, and Hawkins turns it over on the other end on a travel. And I'm like, that's where you kill your momentum. That's like a swing that if you score there, if Duncan or Tyler get a 3, you have that. They never got that building in the fourth quarter really behind them. Tyler not getting the fucking ball in the biggest offensive possession, and Duncan takes a shitty off-balance 3. I was like, what are we? And I don't even know. And I'm the biggest Duncan defender. What the fuck was he doing? You had time on the clock. I don't know what the fuck was going on.
He didn't have a good game, but that just was the overflow of his. If you look at the totality of Duncan's game, he didn't have a good game tonight at all.
Chad's like, I'm blaming the fans. I'm not. I'm blaming the Heat for not getting the fans involved.
Chad's saying that we're being too hard on them for that. It's not a bad loss.
It's not a bad loss, but I'm sick of because you know what's funny? I was thinking during the fucking game today, I was like, oh, if they lose this game, they played this team tough. And I go, what are we doing? That's not good enough anymore. I'm sick of doing that show. I'm sorry, chat. And maybe this is content brain speaking. I'm just sick of doing the, I really played them really real close. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to do that.
They're all bad losses when you should have won.
Chat, shut the fuck up about Khalil Ware. That guy sucks and he clearly can't play. I don't want to do this.
You know why it's a bad loss? Because they could have won. They shot themselves in the foot. Like,
I want to call it a bad loss, but it's an annoying loss.
No,
it was a winnable game.
It was a win. And that's the thing. They got to win all the games they can.
And
it's a bad loss. Like they did it. Nobody else did it. They didn't get outplayed. They got out hustled. Like, it's just the little things they didn't do. Knock somebody on their ass.
Chat's like this game was not winnable. You're on crack.
That game was winnable.
That game was so winnable. That game was.
That's why I'm mad, because the game was winnable.
That game was winnable without Jimmy, and that's the annoying part. Oh my god, the other possession that drove me crazy, Tiff.
Go ahead.
Tyler has a over the head kind of slash in the paint. He gets the whole defense to collapse, kicks it out. I don't know who's about to catch the ball to step into that 3, and it's Hawkins. And I go, fuck me. Fucking frick that shit.
Bet you wish it was Haywood now.
Both in the group chat at the same time goes, Haywood hits that shit.
Yes, that's a clutch shot. Haywood hits that shot.
Haywood hits that shit. Or at least swings a ball, bro.
Chat saying star players on OKC were too much. They held them in check.
They held them.
Shea scored 25 points on 25 shots.
Exactly.
Jalen scored 33 on 25 shots. They had to get heavy volume to get those points. Like, they did a great job on them. The team, the OKC, they shot 41% from 3. That's where they killed you. But like, you did a good job on them for the most part defensively. It was just key plays. The Heat couldn't get a stop and or get consecutive stops. I think that's what you guys meant. Like, they can't get them like 3 straight stops and score on the other end. It was stuff like that.
Chad's killing me. Corneliana says, "Who's less clutch, Duncan or Jaime?" That's fucked up.
Man,
It's Jaime.
it's Jaime. It's not even a question.
Not even.
It's not even a question.
Not even close, dude. By the way, I love how like the broadcast when Duncan was really open at that 3 at the end of the game. They're like, "Well, what a play by Spo." That was just shit defense by OKC. What the fuck were they doing? Did you watch that back?
Well, he hedged to Duncan and then he went away from him.
Dude, what you gonna leave that guy open and he just fucking sprang free? And the closeout sucked. He closed out from like the side. He ended up in like the fucking. He ended up in the Heat bench, and I was like, "What is going on here?" And then like Karate's like, "Great call by Eric Spoelstra," and I was like, "That was annoying too because he could have hit that." They had so many chances to bring this back.
They did.
Hartstein kicked their ass too. If you thought who kicked their ass, that guy. He's what? That's
nice. He's a nice little piece right there. Just saying. He's doubles. Yep.
He's been great for them. I mean, you kind of wish. I mean, it's a guy you would love Miami to have. And listen, the Chet's been down for them for like what 15 games or something.
Chet's calling for an only players meeting.
Let's be honest with you. Hold on. Let's go back to the players only meeting. Who the fuck's gonna run that?
I was just about to say, who y'all think gonna talk?
Who's gonna talk? Because if Terry talks, I'm throwing tomatoes at him in the locker room. If Jimmy talks, I'd be like, man, you're 1 foot out the door.
Exactly.
If Cam talks, ain't no one gonna listen.
Nope.
If Duncan talks, they're all gonna make fun of him. No one cares what Tyler thinks. Probably still on his parents' health insurance.
He turns 25 next month.
They need a players and SPO meeting. Get Alonzo in there. Call fucking Udonis. Call Udonis. Just this is what you need. This is what you need to do.
When's the next game?
Tomorrow.
Oh God.
Orlando.
Oh God.
Although Orlando's missing a bunch of guys, and they've.
And what does that mean?
Orlando's missing Paolo and France.
And what does that mean?
Clutch game. That's what's going
to
be.
Dog fight. 2 minutes to go.
Exactly.
Jalen Suggs career high.
Jalen Suggs career high. Some dickhead's gonna hit an open corner 3 because Jaime loses him.
I just think this team is right where I thought they would be. They're right where I thought they would be.
Somebody in chat earlier said Vegas had this right, 40 to 44 wins. That's about right.
Yeah.
Yeah, about right.
But they're also right where I thought they would be with just even what they look like with Jimmy off the floor. This is what I thought they would look like without Jimmy.
And you say that, and it was still a winnable game. It's just like
right, because they can find ways. They find ways to stay in games. This team finds ways to stay in games. Then they find ways to just jab out your heart.
They need to just play guys. And I said this with Rohan yesterday. They've lost their identity in terms of like what a Heat culture team looks like. And I think some of the ways you get that back is play Pell Larson, play Drew Smith, and play Haywood Highsmith. And I think kind of
go ahead. Sorry.
No, you go.
I was saying, chat says Ware sucks, but he has height. That's more than Bam has. Thomas Bryant also has height. Like, the fuck are you talking about? Don't cry about these losses and then ask for Khalil Ware. He sucks, but he's tall. Like, get the fuck out of here with this shit. You guys
I can't believe
stupid.
Bam passed Alonzo in rebounds already. That's crazy.
Was it double doubles today?
Yeah, rebounds.
No, he might have done both, but he definitely did double doubles.
He passed him in rebounds. I'm fairly certain.
Listen,
they were talking about Ronnie Cycli. You know, it was about. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
That's DJ Ronnie Cycli to you.
Look at this fraud, Gianni.
Didn't they say that he was number 2 and that Bam became number 2 in rebounds?
It was number 2 in double doubles. He just tweeted it.
Oh well, Eric Reed misspoke.
Come on, man.
I'm not having any accountability here.
Carly Tiana says she blaming Terry for Bam's struggles.
I'm down for that. I'm fucking down. I'm a lot of people on the timeline today because Tyler Hero was named in the MVP ladder, something that I never thought we would have ever seen in my life. And even our friend Royal Shepherd is like, I'm off the Tyler Hero hate bandwagon. I'm moving to Jaime Hawkins Jr. Other people are like, where can we go? And Royal correctly said, well, G is captaining the Rozier hater. I'm here. We're going to blame Terry. I'm here to blame Terry. Tiff texted me one game. I wasn't even.
Height does a thing called rim protection and deterring shots. You're smarter than that to believe Bam at center is taking this team anywhere. Bam at center took this team to the fucking finals twice. You dumb fuck. Khalil Ware couldn't fucking beat Zach Edey in the fucning in college. Get the fuck out of here, dumbass.
Great voice.
Thomas Bryant was a great rim protector because he's 7 feet tall. Nikola Jovic is 7 feet tall.
You sound
too.
like Mickey.
It's Kenshi.
Don't pay for this.
Height is the only thing because Khalil wears afro blocks the shots.
Can he say that? Where's Alf? Yeah, man. I'm just upset. I don't know, man. It's freaking Friday. Christmas is around the corner. I think we're all sick of shopping and shit. God, everything's expensive too. I'm so sick of this, man. Fucking gifts are a lot of money. I'm just like, and I'm not gonna get as nice gifts as I buy other people. That's annoying too.
I mean, the Heat giving shit away. Maybe they'll
give me some shit away.
Gifts. They're giving away wins.
Giving away wins. It's just annoying. I'm just like,
Jimmy took this team to the finals without Bam. Go look at the 2020 Eastern Conference Finals. Bam led the team in points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks. You dumb fuck. Jimmy was 4th on the team of points. You dumb fuck.
I miss Gogi. Man,
imagine
we had Bubble Gogi. Bubble Gogi.
That he'd be splitting his minutes with Terry.
Yeah, you guys were talking about the 22 team being the best team they had. I still think the 2020 because Gogi was the 30 level scorer. They couldn't. That 2020 team, the 22 team, they had a lot of the same things. Like when their threes weren't falling, that team was rough to watch offensively sometimes.
They were, but the defense was just so good. And remember that team that you're talking about, they were 4th. They were 5th in the East.
Young Fargo says that Ware beat Edey. They haven't played Memphis. What are you talking about, you dumbass?
Is Edey the really tall guy?
Yeah,
the kid from Memphis.
Yeah, Ware didn't play against Memphis.
You and Lou hated him. I remember I was like, "Can we get him? He's pretty tall."
Oh, so you want height too?
I just like, hey, he looks pretty tall. And then Franky and Lou told me he sucks.
No, Lou really hated him.
Lou does not like Khalil Ware, which is really funny. Lou, I gotta be honest, I don't know much about college basketball, and you couldn't pay me to watch college basketball, but Lou kept telling me like that guy is horrible. Lou pretty much said that guy's not an NBA player. And I'm like, okay, well, here we go.
Yeah, I liked Edey, but I just didn't like him for this team.
They need a lot of things, and backup center is one of them. Which, by the way, real quick, as we kind of wrap this out, I thought the Nico backup center minutes were good again. Kevin Love, as we progress in the season, it looks like he is struggling more and more to stay on the floor in a lot of matchups. And I'm wondering if we're approaching the end of this. They are going to Nico more and more as backup 5, and I think that it's been pretty good. I think today was a matchup that I thought that might be a struggle for, but I didn't think so. I thought he looked really good in those minutes, and I thought the Heat looked really good in those minutes. Tiff, I know that K-Love is your guy, but I think that there's a lot of days that it's more often than not lately that it looks like
age and attrition, and it comes for everybody.
It does.
Well, that's what I said in the chat, where that front court of Nico and Haywood, they actually were very sustainable on the court together.
Yeah.
Like they looked really good together. So I was surprised when he went away from that so quickly because they were actually holding their own.
Somebody said Zaddy for the vibes, not for the games.
I know that's where we're getting to. That's where we're approaching.
I mean, maybe he needs to be the players only leader guy.
Right.
I mean, if there's anybody that does so. But no, that's just kind of like one of the things that I noticed. And then again, like as we close out, another sensational day from Drew Smith. I think that his finishing is the best on the team. I think statistically it's the best on the team. I think defensively he may have struggled a little bit today, but he's the best I got at the point of attack. I thought his energy was huge, hit big threes, shooting the 3-ball pretty well this year as well. I don't know, man. Every day I just kind of throw my hands up and be like, yeah, man, he's really put some stuff together and he's just a solid rotational player in the NBA. And I'm really proud of that guy.
Yeah, I am too. Also, yes, the Heat should have drafted McCain.
I don't know who that is. Oh, that's again Philly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that kid. Is he hurt? I think he's hurt, right?
He hurt. But
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Philly doesn't deserve that kid. Philly does not deserve that kid. And I was sick of NBA Twitter being happy for Embiid's return. I was like, man, these people are fighting for their lives against Charlotte. They stink, bro. I'm so sick of them. We are off tomorrow. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe somebody will do a show. I certainly am not. They play Orlando, and I think they play Orlando. Yes, they play Orlando. So
let's watch some plays real quick.
Let's watch some plays. I forgot that we had these.
Tyler with a nice read here. His passing was good today. I thought he should have leaned into a little bit more. A lot of over aggressiveness on it. He was getting Dort rejecting the screen all night. Here's another one. Good kick to Haywood. That's why he should have been in over Jaime.
The Heat are putting Franky to sleep.
Yeah, I'm annoyed by him. Tyler, I thought he's didn't get all the way to the rim, but he did a great job, like right outside the circle, hitting a lot of these floaters all night. Good penetration. This was one of my favorite passes he had. Read the defense. Boom, right in the money. That touch right there. Like he put it where only Jaime could get it. Let's put it right back real quick. Boom. Look at I think that's Wiggins or Isaiah Joe reaching right between him and Hartenstein. If fucking Jaime pump faked, I would have been so pissed. Oh, he did pump fake.
And I thought he was going to give one of those hard pump fakes.
Yeah, he did a little soft one and a quick drop there, right there. And Nico said, get sub. Like this is for Rohan.
Yep.
Rohan said, I can't play.
Chat is smoking us for all the yawning, and it's mostly Franky and I gotta be honest with you, I'm tired. It's Friday. I've had a long fucking week. I'm tired. I've had a little bit too much coquito. The Heat have upset me, and I've done nothing but shop after work for like 3 days because I'm irresponsible and I waited till the end to do Christmas. So sue me, okay? Sue me if we're a little tired on a fucking Friday. And we come here, after that performance, and we come out here and we do the best we can for you. I'm sorry if I yawn a little bit. Excuse me if I'm a little sleepy after working like a 60-hour work week. I'm sorry. Okay? How about that?
Happy holidays.
I'm sorry.
Happy holidays, you filthy dumb animals. We'll see you Monday for Brooklyn. And then we'll probably wish you a Merry Christmas. Love you guys. Have a great weekend. We may be on tomorrow. I will not be on tomorrow. Let's see if people want to do a show. And if not, I'll see you Monday. Y'all the best. Shout out to you too. Also, by the way, I know that we kind of sprung this kind of like mid-season, but the YouTube audience has been really great. We love you guys. It's just really good to see you guys in chat. Makes a difference. And it's really nice to share the live broadcast, post-game, and pods with you guys, and obviously to our Twitch audience, which, by the way, I wanted to shout out one sub before I left because I started, but we were in the middle of a conversation. Lenny Lester, 32 months at tier 1, and they've been subbed for 39 months overall. So
shout out Lenny. Lenny's always in the chat too.
Said this team is void of talent. It's really funny. I love you guys, and I'm gonna get more coquito.